The Cumberland School Department is implementing a new grading policy across the district. This policy will affect all students from elementary to high school. Over the summer, administrators, teachers, and parents took some time to answer questions and explain some of the key changes to this new system.
This past year, our district has engaged in a broad conversation on effective grading practices. The result of this work is a policy that talks about measuring what students know and are able to do. In this policy, we believe the following: a grading system that measures student proficiency, a grading system that separates out aspects of grading like effort in a way that does not skew the real measure of what a student knows, a grading system that looks to achieve consistency and fairness in grades across the district, so who you get for a teacher does not have a major role in what you get for a grade. And finally, a grading system that provides meaningful achievement information to students, parents, post-secondary institutions, and the community at large.
One significant change is the use of zeros. Standards-based grading eliminates the use of zeros as a punishment for homework or other projects that are not turned in on time.
A zero is a bad thing because it gives off the message that students know nothing, or that as teachers we may give up on students as learners. Allowing students to earn zeros also allows the students to simply not do the work, which makes the grading practice of assigning a zero an inappropriate consequence. The consequence for not doing the work should be that the student is required to do the work, whether it be at lunch detention, after school, on a Saturday, or at home again after communicating with the parent or guardian.
When students do not have a chance to complete their homework and receive a zero, it can send many students down a spiral of failure that they can never recover from. Children and youth need the support of all of the adults within a school community to be successful, and this new grading policy is an important foundation to make that happen.
Our policy does not let the student take the easy way out. Our policy gives students multiple opportunities to demonstrate what they know, even if they have not demonstrated mastery or proficiency on the first attempt. Our policy also requires teachers to work more closely with students, taking a shared responsibility along with the student for the student's learning.
I think it's important, to state right up front that change is really difficult for people, but I think it's also important to acknowledge that this change is really beneficial. It is important and necessary. And the individuals that developed this grading policy put a tremendous amount of time and effort into it, and they did a lot of research. They went to best practice and decided that all of the information provided in the policy was important for consistency, and again, the bottom line is that it was in the best interest of students.
Standards-based grading also takes a different approach to assessing and reporting grades.
Like on a standardized test, an achievement grade should indicate a student's level of knowledge or proficiency level. If a student's effort or class participation, homework completion, extra credit completion, or behavior factor into an achievement grade, it skews the grade. Mixing learner qualities into the achievement grade is what makes an overachieving student do better on achievement grade, or what may make a student who is proficient actually fail in school for lack of completing homework or lack of effort, which has nothing to do with whether or not a student has mastered the content, learned what we intended them to learn, or met the lesson or unit objectives. Things like homework, class participation, behavior, effort, academic integrity, and attendance should be reported on a report card or transcript by using a rubric or writing anecdotal teacher comments.
Standards-based reporting will give parents an accurate description of the level of proficiency their child has attained and a true reflection of their learning.
Currently, just at the kindergarten through 5th grade level, multiple report cards are in use. None of them are standards-based. In addition, every single report card in our elementary schools uses different grading practices. For example, some report cards ask teachers to score students using the 100-point scale, whereas others use a proficiency level. In addition, all our report cards currently combine, lumped together, academic achievement with learner qualities. In essence, we could say that our current report cards do not provide consistent feedback to teachers, students, and parents alike.
The more categories you use to report a grade, the less accurate, valid, or reliable the grade actually is. A 100-point grading scale has 101 possible grades to report. An A through F grading scale with pluses and minuses has 13 possible grades to report. A 4-3-2-1 grading scale has 4 possible grades to report. The function of traditional grading scales has been to sort or separate students. The 4-3-2-1 grading scale is actually the most accurate reporting scale because there is significantly less room for error.
Well, it could be argued that a 4-3-2-1 based grading system is more objective because it really combines the traditional teacher judgment and aligns it with expectations expressed and reflected in national and state standards.
At the high school, we currently have performance assessments at the midterm and the final in every course. These are aligned assessments that are scored on school-wide and course-wide rubrics. They have the standards already in the rubrics at the 3 levels, so students know exactly what they need to do in order to achieve proficiency. These particular assessments are already scored 4-3-2-1 on a holistic rubric. In fact, the English department actually trades their assessments and they cross-grade them to ensure reliability.
Standards-based report cards can clearly indicate a student, and if they are a 4, they are proficient or proficient with distinction. If they are a 3, they are proficient. If they are a 2, they are partially proficient or not quite yet there. Or if they are a 1, they are not proficient or significantly below.
Very often the grade assigned to a student is not an accurate reflection of what the child knows and is able to do. While this new grading policy may take some getting used to, this policy will go a long way in helping parents truly understand their child's academic performance.
For more information, including best practices and frequently asked questions on the new grading policy, please visit the Cumberland School Department website, www.cumberlandschools.org.